Hello, this is Jacqueline Eckern with Dr. Mark Gold today, covering a very important topic. Dr. Gold has recently published an interesting article covering a study about diet beverages and artificial sugars and determining the risk versus the benefit. With that, I would like to introduce Dr. Gold.
Thank you. It's great to be with you again, and I'm so glad that you're a connoisseur of great articles in eating disorders and overeating. That's not a trait that's shared by most people. In fact, you tend to find a lot of junk science propagated in the internet.
Thank you. In fact, I think, Dr. Gold, when we first met, we were talking about how to review research and studies and be sort of a wise consumer of the information coming at us these days.
Yeah, and I think that's really where I came from in thinking about this article. So first of all, now my students and mentees who are now all grown and many of them running their own laboratories and university departments always would say, well, how do you know what good science is? And you know, how do you separate good from better from best? In this case, I know that this is best, even though it just came out. So, I mean, how do we do that? Well, first, I follow some researchers and some research groups. I look at a lot of things during the day. I'm interested in a broad range of topics, and I read continuously, but I do follow Dana Small. So you'd say to yourself, why do you do that? Well, I knew her when she was at Yale, when she was really just starting with her career. I was collaborating with Kelly Brownell, and we were working on the whole idea of, could sugar have properties like a drug? Meaning, could you lose control over eating it? Could you eat more than you intended? And she was always asking the best questions. And her own research group and laboratory have just been exceptional. You can count on their work. So that's a good first start. The second is, of course, this is published in a great journal, a peer-reviewed journal that everyone would aspire to be published in. And the third is that really she thought she would find something different. So if you follow her work, she was thinking that she would find, like other studies, that artificial sugar caused changes in the brain that reduced willpower or that changed the ability to regulate what you ate. And really what she found was very complicated, not something that you could have guessed, but easily something that could inform everyone who eats. That is, that just artificial sugar alone doesn't have a detrimental effect and doesn't cause overeating and changes in insulin sensitivity and obesity. But if you have diet beverages with a carbohydrate, then all bets are off, and you do really lose control, and you have changes that can occur that would be really dangerous for someone with diabetes, but even for anyone, would cause them to consume more than they probably would have guessed before they had the two together. So it isn't just one or just the other, but the combination that causes changes to body chemistry and even brain scans. So I mean, I thought this was really, really good.
I agree, and no French fries and Diet Coke together.
That's it. And you know, often you do, when you see people eat, you say, that's just such an odd combination. Pizza and Diet Coke. I mean, go all in. But you know, like when you eat carbohydrates, blood sugar, glucose, and insulin levels rise. And insulin goes back and forth, changing glucose in the body's cells. We use those cells, but as the glucose falls, then you get more changes. But as you get obese, you get insulin resistant. And it's harder to bring the glucose levels down. when you eat these sugar substitutes, you might think that you're helping yourself, but you'd only be having no effect on what's going on if you had a really, really low carbohydrate consumption. And that's really what she was talking about, like, donuts and, artificial sweeteners in your coffee. Things that would be in the ordinary diet that you would never think about because we're not attuned to thinking about combinations of things. We like it one way or the other. And this work is so exceptional just because it clearly shows that this combination is at risk. Artificial sweeteners plus carbs increase the risk of diabetes and definitely increase the risk of loss of control, weight gain, and all of that was unknown before this work.
Super important information. Thank you so much for sharing your expertise with us, Dr. Gold.
Thank you. It's my pleasure. Hope to do it again.
Oh, I do too. And please let us know your comments and thoughts on this article. Thank you. Have a good day.
Okay. Thank you.